This is Hannah, and you're listening to Wind Down Wednesday. Today I'm talking with my friend Zach while scrolling through Twitter. Since losing the election against Joe Biden, Trump has tweeted some pretty laughable tweets. Zach and I are going to get into some wine and scroll through our current president's Twitter.
Okay, so there is one, and when he says, I don't know, words in general, it just kind of drives me nuts, because he says "wow" in all caps, and then he goes, period. This report shows a massive fraud
Massive.
in changing results. I'm like, okay, first off, he tweeted this 5 hours ago. The results are in. Get over it. he's like, he's like really still trying to convince people.
Yeah,
that
like trying to convince that the election didn't matter, like he's still president.
he literally is like trying to find like articles that prove that he's still gonna win. It's literally December 14th. The decision has been made. Pack your bags. Goodbye. Peace. Fucking, Melania had her shit packed in September. She's like, okay, let's wrap this shit up. Let's go.
All right, let's go. I'm ready. I think it's really funny that every single tweet that he retweets or like interacts with literally says this claim about election fraud is disputed. Or like it'll say by the way, this tweet might be like not correct.
The amount of shit he tweets in one day is his words are corrupt, and like he literally says the word corrupt.
I think my favorite one that came out during the election was on November 16th at 3:51 p.m. He says, I won the election.
Like, okay. Sure.
And on the bottom, it says official sources called this election differently. Like, it shows his tweet and then like Twitter like fact checked it and said official sources called this election differently.
Oh, he tweeted 2 days ago, we have begun to fight with 3 exclamation points in all caps. Like he hasn't killed hundreds of thousands of people, but we're just now fighting 2 days ago.
I have a tweet here and it says, some or all the content shared in this tweet is disputed and might be misleading about an election or other civic process. So Twitter fact checked it, and Trump's tweet is, any vote that came in after election day will not be counted.
He also said, I just want to stop the world from killing itself. It's just like, oh my God, stop. He's like, why are you doing this?
Rona, why are you doing that?
It's literally like when someone puts like for me, how I hate cilantro, when they put it in the food and they could see it, but they still eat it. And they're like, oh my God, why would you do that to me? Like, why would you put cilantro in my food? And I'm like, okay, but like you saw it on the menu and it said cilantro. So I don't know. I just can't. I don't even follow him or anything.
Like him, like just being weird, because my thought that I was just talking about with somebody is like, think back to the election with him and Hillary, and like I was in high school, I wasn't like really into it, but like he definitely was all for like basically saying like, okay, I won the election, everybody else get over it, like I'm the president, like get over it. And like all of his followers, like every Republican that I know is also like that, like for the police or like for the president, they're always like authority, like hands down to authority, like I love you, you're my president, whoever you are, you're my president. But then like Joe Biden wins and it's like, wait, no, like I don't like the president, I don't like authority, like don't tell me what to do.
Do you think after he's out of the office, Twitter's gonna like ban him?
I would love that.
Because all I see is this claim about election fraud is disputed. Like that's all I see.
Like, all of his stuff is fact check. He has not shared like anything since.
Because he also said 4 days ago, it says Donald Trump won by a landslide and they stole it from him. Okay.
Really? We are big, and I love how he does like all these different capitals.
I just want to fight him. He goes hashtag overturn. Okay.
This one, he says, we are big, but they're trying to steal the election. We will never let them do it. Votes cannot be cast after the polls are closed. And then under it, it says, learn about 2020 election security efforts.
Jesus. Literally, it's funny because Twitter fucking hates him.
Yeah.
They're like, holy shit, they're like, the only reason we can't get rid of him right now is because he's the president, but once he's gone, they're going to delete everything, I swear.
Oh.
And it is funny because when he did, like, he told people not to, like, send in the mail-in ballots or whatever, and then his little people went in and voted, and then once all the mail-in ballots came, he was like, it looked good for him for a hot minute, and then once they all got received, all started going downhill for him, and it was like, oh, just kidding, because now everyone else, I mean, the mail-in ballots, like that right there, I feel like is, I mean, one, high COVID, but also now that, like, I don't know, a blessing. A blessing. There was another one. There was one that I just saw that I was like, okay.
I have one right here, and he says, the Supreme Court decision on voting in Pennsylvania is a very dangerous one.
Yo.
It will allow rampant and unchecked cheating and will undermine our entire system of laws. It will also induce violence in the streets. Something must be done. So now you're saying that there's going to be violence, but during Black Lives Matter movement, like that was like the craziest thing in the world, and you couldn't believe that that was happening.
Right.
But because a freaking election, we're going to say like, can't do that. There's probably going to be violence in the streets because I didn't win. But Black Lives Matter movement happens, and yeah.
He literally said Donald Trump must get credit for the vaccines. It is a miracle. Like he like conjured the vaccines himself.
Yeah, he
his asshole. Like
and they all came.
he produced them. He produced them, you know. Jesus. The American people deserve answers. Better late than never. Okay, well, once you're out, we'll be fine. So, sayonara.
Sayonara.
Literally, like, need him to leave. Us gays will pack his bags for him and skedaddle. Go by, like, we'll go in there, all in. It's gonna be like fucking RuPaul's Drag Race, and we're gonna show up, and it's gonna be like the introductions, and then all of us are gonna take a room and pack as fast as possible and get him the fuck out.
Everybody pick a room, get a box.
That's the only time we would pair up with him.
Yeah, I'd help him out. I'd help.
Yeah, I'd be like, dude, you need help. I totally got you. I'm here for you. Just to get you out of my fucking face. Oh, wow. I saw an amazing tweet. Where'd it go?
Just like how weird he is. Like I can't think of another word other than just weird. Like he's just so odd. Like the most unpresidential president. I don't just how are you gonna just share something? And this is literally December 6th. ... I won the election. Big. How does he know this? Who?
Oh, I won the election in a landslide. But remember, I only think in terms of legal votes, not all the fake voters and fraud that miraculously floated in from everywhere. What a disgrace. This claim about election fraud is disputed.
Donald Trump tweets.
Mm-hmm.
December 4th.
Okay.
Stock market reaches new all-time high. Okay, we're also in a pandemic, my guy.
He's like, what the fuck is everyone doing? He's like, why isn't everything going perfectly right now?
Yeah, he's like, why are you guys not talking about how I, as the president, got the stock markets this high?
And it's funny because it's almost like he forgot that he had COVID himself.
Yeah, he totally, and I knew that was going to happen. I knew that he was going to get COVID, and just like
make it seem like it was no big deal when one, he's the president and he would get that special treatment.
I could have stayed at the White House, but the doctor said, because you're president, let's do it. I said, fine. You tell me what to do, and I'm going to listen. These are great professionals.
And that's it for this week. And thanks for listening to Wind Down Wednesday. Listen next time.
What kind of wine you got?
Red Country Red.
What kind of red?
It's like super sweet.
She's like, it's red, as she's drinking out of a clear glass.